Hello guys, this is Cyrus, which is my name is Nyakalamasha, and I'm a tutor for programming, Java and C++. But on this tutorial, I'll be tutoring Java. So let's start. You can check my YouTube on my videos on YouTube. It's Nyakalamasha. Yes. Now let's proceed. Right. Oh, arrays in Java. So an array is a data structure that stores data of the same types. So the arrays inside the memory of the computer are dynamically allocated. Then arrays occupies a contiguous memory location. Then the syntax. This is the syntax. Then we have a data type, the identifier, the data type, or sorry, this is an or. So let me just open my tool so that we can demonstrate what we're talking about. Pen folder, right? Oh, arrays. But let me create one. Let's create a new folder. They call it, let's say, items. So students, so students, and I open the folder, and then I have my class student, student, dot Java. Then say public class student, and then I'll say private. Class or private? Let's make it simpler. Public static void. Then no, let's come back to what we're talking about. So I occupies contiguous memory location. So that means if you have address 0, so it's going to be followed by address 1, address 2, address 3, and then the first element will be stored on address 1, the second element will be stored on address 2 consecutively. They follow that logic. So let's look at this thing. So this is the syntax that will follow of data type and the identifier. This is identifier, or the data type and the identifier. But this one is the one that is mostly used. This is the method that is mostly used. People just say string, it's a string, and then identifier. Yes. So we have this example. We have public class languages, programming languages. Then you have public static void, main string arguments, then commented declare array of string, and I've declared the array of string. So this variable will be able to store multiple variables of type string. So that is one of the advantages of an array. This variable will not just store one variable, but many variables of type string. And then now, the following line, or the second line, trying to initialize the array with the size of 4. So now, in this part, we initialize the size of the array. So we initialize the size, we initialize an array with the size of 4. So as you can see there, I'm initializing this array with the size of 4. Now, look at this carefully. So this is just an assignment. I'm assigning this part to this variable, which is language. So this is a variable, and then I'm assigning this part on the right hand side to this part, or else. So we've passed this thing of assigning now, initializing it. I'm initializing this part to this part, which is language. So I'm declaring uh, four addresses to contain four elements inside my array. So obviously the address will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Yes, then it's 0, 1, 2, 3. Yes, those spaces for four elements. Then now on the following line, I'm assigning values to each index of the array. Then I have index 0 there. So I say C++ equals to index 0. Then JavaScript equals to index 1. Then C# equals to index 2. Then C equals to index 3. So as you can see, so that means the first element. So if I want to access the first element, I'll just access using language index 0 because the element is on the address 0. So obviously I use index 0 to access the first element. Then access the last element, obviously I'll use index 3 because that's the fourth element. Yes. And then now to print these, you can print them just one by one, or you can print them by, okay, let's create our own example. So I wanted to learn programming this way. You have to, as you can see, this is the code. This is the best way to learn programming. You look at this code as it is, and then you think of your own example. Okay, just like a lot of students. And then you say, okay, this is the list of languages, but now let me just create a list of students instead of a list of languages. You are trying to not to copy this, but you're just copying the syntax so that you can be able to do other program or can be able to solve another problem that you may come across in the future. Okay, let's continue. So I have string language. Okay, let's so let's just say string language. Put that there. String language. Ah, sorry. You see what I'm doing now? I'm trying language is this one. Uh, I'm trying to say uh, trying to imitate this example of mine that I've created. No, this is wrong. Don't imitate this. Create your own. Because I want to create a student. So we'll just say string students. Then create a list there. Is so there. What I've just did, I've just declared an array. So let me comment. I've just declared an array. So I've declared an array. So that is the first step. You declare an array. So on the second step, you initialize the array. So I'm going to initialize the array. Initialize array. So it is step. We're trying to initialize our array. So as you can see, in order for you to initialize, you put the variable and then you assign it to the size. But don't forget to put that new keyword. That new keyword is there all the time. New string. So it's going to be able to create a new variable all the time. New variable, as you can see. So I have language new string. So that means at this point, I just have student, students, students is equal to. So this is the variable student. That means this is the array. So now I'm trying to initialize the array to the size of, let's say now 5. Let's say, for instance, I don't want to imitate even the size, like the size is 4, but let me try to create 6. Because like that is 4, but now let's create 6 because we don't want to imitate this example that we're looking at. Now, we're trying to learn programming, but we're learning through an example. So now you're creating your own program, learning from an example. So let's proceed. So it's new string. Oh, that is two-dimensional array. It's fun, but we'll get that later. So now, I want to store 6 students inside this array. I want to store 6 students. Yes. So now I have an error now. So what's the problem? Yeah, string. What did we do wrong? Look there. Oh, the problem is there. Look there. There was the problem. Yes. So student is equal to new string. So that means I've opened 6 spaces inside my array. So that from index 0 to index 5 was always start from 0 to the last address. So now that means if I have 6, I start from 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 6 addresses or 6 memory locations or 6 spaces for storing variables. Okay, now let's proceed. So now to proceed now, what we need to do is the default. Now we can do the assignment. As you can see, this is the assignment. So assign values to each index of the array. So what are we doing there? So in this part, so that means now we are storing these languages inside our memory addresses. So let's start. So let's put some values. So let's assign these values. Assign these values. Assign values. Let's just say let's assign the students inside the array. Yes. So now going to the array. So that means we have 5 memory addresses. So that means we just start from index 0. We store a student on index 0, index 1, index 2 until the last index. So as I say, student, then 0 there. I'm storing, let's just say it's a string, obviously. So let's say I have Nakama Marshall as my first student. That's my first student. There, that's my first student. Oh, see what's wrong now? So if variables are case sensitive all the time, you have to mind that they are set sensitive. If you miss an S then, so that means now this is no longer this array, it's a different array now. So we have to put that all the time. They are case sensitive, they must match. So now let me just say students, then I say students, and then I put on address 1, I store, let's just say, I'll store C, yes, let's just say it's C, C, and then now let's store for other variables and stuff. So this is a method that makes it faster in programming. This method is, see, everything is the same, so I'll just start from here and then I put 2, I put 3, sorry, it's 3, 1, 2 years, then it's 3, it's 4, it's 5, and then I come inside the string, and then I have Malon there, and I have Adrian, Adrian there, and I have Ella there, and I have all one there. So that means now on the memory address 2, I want to store Malon. And on the memory address 3, I want to store Adriana. And then on the address 4, I want to store Ella. And then on the address 5, I want to store all one. And then let's print now. So we can do this if we want to print. We can system dot out dot print alarm, and then just say, all right, this is first student, first student, first student. And then you put the first student, it's student. Then you say 0, obviously. Put that. Then let's go and print. Voila. Yes. First student. That's so that is our first class. So now let's print and let's try and print the last student. So now in order for you to print the last student, so do it this way. So let's just use the method that I've showed you that makes it the programming easier and quicker. We'll see. And V. So I know this is the same, this is the same. I just say last student, then 4. Voila. So then, oh, sorry. So as you can see, it's saying last student it's N, but we can see that the last student there it's all one. So this is called there is a logical error and a syntax error. So there are two types of errors: logical error and a syntax error. So a syntax error is this error that happens when you miss a semicolon like that, and then you do that. And then it's going to say a syntax error. Insert the semicolon to complete the statement on line number 16. Oh, well, that's impressive. Oh, I have a syntax error. I forgot a semicolon. Or else, no. You just did this instead. So that is another syntax error. You see, then immediately we do that here. Two syntax errors. You forgot the sorry, you forgot the class keyword there. So immediately you forgot the class keyword there. So that is not a class. The first thing is just public student, and that's just, and I don't know if it's whether it's because I don't know. So let's just put class there and fix our errors. So our first error is fixed, and then we fix the second one. So now all our syntax errors are fixed. Now let's go again and do this now and run the program. And we know that looking at the addresses, this is all one is the last student stored. So it's on the address file. But there saying last student, it's L, but we know that it's all one. So let's fix that. Just put 5 there. Because the last student is on address 5, not on address 4. So let's try to print and see what happens. Voila, last student is all one. First student is Kamamase. All right. So now let's use the second link, which is the follow. As you can see on our let's just put these first for then each I equal to 0, then I put that as you can see, I have something new that I want us to see. So we have this part. We have to talk about this part first. So that part is language.length. What does that mean? So that is part is like I is less than 4 because the length of the array or the size of the array is 4. So that means now it's I less than 4. Then you say I plus plus. So that means as long as I is less than 4, this for loop will iterate. So that means it's going to print index. I is for the index, and then obviously that one is for array. So it's for the value that is stored on that index. So that means index 0 there is C++. As you can see at index 0 there is C++. So now let's go and try this on our program. So I'll just say so just say students dot length. So now while I is less than the student dot length, want this say I plus plus. So that means I'm incrementing. So the for loop works this way. So it's gonna start at index 0 and then execute the statement that it's here. While this condition is true, and then after that it's going to iterate. If this condition is still true, it's going to iterate again and say I is equal to 1 and check the condition. It's still true, and then it's going to increment again. It's going to 3 again 4. So that means when it comes to 5 now, when it comes to 5, it's going to say I is still less than the length. So length is 6. Then this is true because the 5 is less than 6. So it's again it's going to increment. Then it's going to say I is equal to 6. And then it's going to check the condition. Is 6 less than 6? No, that condition is false. And then this for loop is going to terminate. So this is happening. So system dot out dot print ln, and then I shall say I can just say student at index, then obviously print my index, then after that say I say I then so let's put that, let's just say see student at index 0 kunya kama mashe. So it's like students, then you put the index. But now the index of it determined with I, so it's I from 0. So that means I have to put for I instead of 0 because it's going to iterate all these. So I'll just use I instead. And then student at index 0. Student at index 1. Say student at index 2. Student at index 2 at 0. Student at index 4. Then now, what if the question say print the first 2 students? What can you do to that? So to that, if the question is saying must print 3 first student or the first 3 student or that, let's just say first restaurant. So we are going to say, all right, all right, all right. So that means I want my while I is less than 3. So I shall say I is a less than 9. Okay. So that means now, okay, say I is less than 3. So what happened when I is less than 3? So that means when I is less than 3, we say, okay, it's I 0, 1, 2. So that means I is going to start at index 0 and then we iterate. Let's see, let's just run our program. I don't have a pen. Ah, those are the first 3 students. Let's see. So that's going to start at index 0 and then look for the condition is true. Can go to 1, the condition 1 is still less than 3, go to 2, 2 is still less than 3, so obviously it's going to check for the condition 4, but 4, oh sorry, 3 is less than 3, so the condition is false, so it's going to terminate the for loop. Yes. So thank you guys for this video. I'll see you on the next one. I'll be proceeding with this topic of the arrays. I'll be proceeding with this topic of arrays. I'll show you how to import the data using a follow-up from the user on the next video. Thank you. Take care.